your own generation had to go through that. My own generation is just so lucky to go through all that discrimination, that ridicule, not being able to be free to be who you want, not being able to express your own love, your self-esteem. It makes me emotional that the world used to be like that. It makes me emotional to know that I am looking at some of your faces here today that may have gone through that. It could have been you, could have been you. You and those like you blazed a trail for all of us who have followed in your glittering footsteps. Not to mention a beacon of hope for the millions who were forced to hide in the closet back then.
During my time when I was doing female impersonating and drag shows in the Cross, it was very, very heavy. They hated drag queens and female impersonators, and there used to be quite a few of us all doing shows, and this funny law came out in the late 50s and early 60s that the drag queens had to wear men's underwear, men's jackets, and they weren't allowed to wear ladies' panties. Can laugh now, can laugh then. And also another thing was too, we used to hide in the taxis when we went to these drag shows, because as the police recognised that you were a drag queen, they used to stop the taxis or stop the cars in those days and ask us to get out of the taxi or get out of the car and grab us and arrest us there. And they always had the black van or the black Mariah all ready for us on the corner, and they used to throw us all into the back of the truck like sardines and be very heavy to us when we got down to the police station. And we weren't allowed to fight or argue or anything like that with them because they were very, very heavy. And if we had money on us, I wouldn't say all of them, all the police, but one or two police there, if we had money on us, it was taken off us from our streets, taken at night.
Bashed and robbed by the police. Decades later, the New South Wales police are marching in our Mardi Gras. Our Mardi Gras. The world has changed. The world has changed so much for the better. And if it wasn't for all these trailblazers, this would have not happened. Carmen, you and your generation provided a platform for all of us. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you for inspiring us to perform, inspiring us to be good. Thank you for being the entertainer that you were. Thank you for all your involvements in the community. Thank you for your love, tender, kind heart. We love you, Carmen.
I'd like to say a very thank you to the people who organised things like the Mardi Gras and all that, because the thing is, I believe also in the late 70s, I wasn't here at the time, I was in New Zealand, but I believe hundreds and thousands of gays and camps, homosexuals and lesbians and prostitutes all went to King's Cross to fight for their rights. And the young generation today, they don't even realise how lucky they are.
But many of us do realise, Carmen. Many of us do realise just how lucky we are, Carmen. I've got something here that I wrote. How much we owe your generation for standing up, for fighting for the prize we so value today. The freedom to express ourselves without a fear of persecution. For many of us, that's exactly the point of Mardi Gras. To remember and passionately celebrate how far this community has come in such a short time. To remember and honour the many sacrifices that were made in order to effect positive social change. To toast to the many LGBTI pioneers who made it happen long before there was Mardi Gras. Decades before there was gay rights movement, there was you, Carmen, standing tall in the face of adversity, choosing to live authentically, true to yourself, regardless of the consequences. Stretching the boundaries of social convention, in the process, blazing a trail for all of us who followed in the glittering footsteps. It's your courage, Carmen, that made it possible for a burly, rugby-playing diva like me to proudly proclaim that I feel like a natural woman. Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. Then I knew that I had another day. Lord, you make me feel so tired. Since the day I met you, you were kind, but you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause lost and found, then you came along and you showed us, yeah. Then I knew that there'll be another day, yeah. Lord, I just want to take it, yeah. Since the day I met you, you were unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman. Whoa, what you've done to me, yeah. Oh, I feel so wanna be, yeah, close to me. You make me feel so loved, yeah, yeah. You make me feel like a natural woman. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss D'Vyne. Thank you, Koko. Hasn't she got a fabulous voice? Absolutely superb. In the 1990s, when I came to Sydney, drag queens didn't sing. We lip-synced. But this is a new generation. They're teaching us older girls how to perform. And she's such a tremendously talented young girl. I love her. Our sister, Koko D'Vyne.